Did you know that Jesus was arrested for attempting to overthrow the government? They captured him in the garden and they took him back and they were trying to figure out why, what they were going to charge him with that would warrant crucifixion. And finally, these two guys stood up and they were like, Jesus said that he could tear the temple down and rebuild it in 3 days. And so when he goes out there and he's like, is that what you said? The high priest is like, did you say that? Jesus invokes his right to remain silent. He doesn't say anything. And then the priest gets mad and he's like, are you the Messiah? Are you the Son of God or not? It's like, that's your words, not mine, but I'll tell you this, the Son of Man will be seated on the right hand of the Almighty. When they heard that, he was like, blasphemy, and he wraps him up and captures him and puts him on. Morning is when they hand him over to Pilate, the Roman governor, and the first thing they say is, are you the king of the Jews? And Jesus says, that's your words, not mine. In those times, the king was the government. So if you're going to say you're going to overthrow the king or something, or you're the king, you're claiming you're king over somebody, that's a problem. That's why he was charged and took to Pilate, was for attempting to overthrow the government. Those were his charges. Ultimately, what happened was Pilate washed his hands of it. He was like, I don't even see any fault in this guy. This guy is innocent. This blood is not on my hands. It is on your hands, the people. And then the people said, because of our religion, you know that we can't put or condemn anybody to death. And then Pilate's like, okay, do you want me to release this known major criminal, Barnabas, or do you want me to release Jesus? And they were like, Barnabas, we want him. Then they told him to stop the riot. They were going to riot if he didn't kill him, to stop the riot. Pilate then said he could be crucified. But the charges was for attempting to overthrow the government. He said he was king, right? That was the charges. And if you remember previously in Jesus' story, the people did try to make him king and he didn't want to be, so he slipped away. There was like a crowd, a mob that was trying to make Jesus king at one point over them, and he didn't want to be, and he went in hiding, and he kept going into hiding because people wanted him to be king. He didn't want to be king. He was completely and totally innocent. So if you find yourself in a weird position where you're like, I'm not on the side of the government, it's okay to ask yourself, what would Jesus do? And if somebody believes in Jesus and they find themselves on the side of the government, what would Jesus do? You know what I'm saying? Peace, love, and happiness.